This is the best evidence-based no BS guide you'll ever have to watch on lean bulking so you can build muscle while minimizing fat gain. You will learn how to eat, how to train, what supplements you might need, and at the end I'll answer commonly asked questions you might have regarding a lean bulk. Okay, the first thing we need to clarify, what is a bulk? A bulk is a period of training that's dedicated to gaining as much muscle as possible. To gain muscle, you have to gain weight, and to gain weight, you have to eat in a caloric surplus. A dirty bulk lets you eat whatever you want, train hard, and gain as much muscle as possible, but also you gain a bunch of fat, your cut will take forever, and the bulk will start becoming uncomfortable real quick. A lean bulk solves these problems by only eating enough calories to maximize muscle gain while minimizing fat gain. The thought of putting on even a low body fat sounds scary, but remember two things. Number one, it's part of the process. You need to accept it and embrace it. There's no way to gain 100% muscle during a bulk and expect zero fat gains. Number two, the idea you have in your mind when you think of adding fat is growing man boobs, adding 5 inches to your midsection, a non-existent jawline, and looking flabby. Delete this image. If you do a lean bulk properly, the amount of fat you gain will be very minimal. For most people, this looks like not being able to see the outline of their abs anymore, losing the lines and striations in their muscles, or your face not looking as sharp as it did before. Nothing super significant. Step 1, find your maintenance calories. This is the amount of calories you need to eat per day to maintain your body weight. There are a few approaches you can take, but remember that no approach is perfect because everyone has a slightly different metabolism and activity level, so don't overthink this. Just get started and adjust. We're going to use this chart from Dr. Eric Helms' Muscle and Strength Pyramid, which you can use for the rest of your life to simplify everything. Okay, find which group you're a part of. Are you lifting 3 to 6 days per week and sedentary or lightly active throughout your day? This would mean that your job isn't very labor intensive, you don't do lots of cardio or sports, and or you don't have lots of active recreational activities. If you're a part of this group, your maintenance calories will be found by multiplying your body weight in pounds by 15. Are you lifting 3 to 6 days and either active or very active throughout your week? This would mean lots of cardio or sports, recreational activities, and or a very active job. If you're a part of this group, your maintenance calories will be found by multiplying your body weight in pounds by 19. If you think you might be somewhere in the middle, multiply your body weight in pounds by 17. For our example, we will use a 165-pound individual named Jimbro. We will multiply his weight by 15 to get a rough estimate of 2,475 calories. Always round to the closest tens place to keep it simple. Okay, now you know how many calories to maintain body weight, but how much do you need to start bulking? Step 2, find your surplus. We're going to use this chart from Dr. Eric Helms, and I'll show you how to do the math on the screen. For your first 2 to 3 years of consistent weightlifting, you are a beginner. You will be able to add weight onto the bar on a week-to-week basis. During this time, you will gain the most amount of muscle you possibly can because weightlifting is a brand new stimulus for your body. For this reason, you want to add somewhere between 1 to 1.5% of your body weight every single month. Move the decimal place 2 places to the left, then multiply. For our range, it would be 0.01 and 0.015 multiplied by Jimbro's weight of 165 pounds. This would be somewhere between 1.65 to 2.5 pounds. If it's your first year, I would definitely recommend the higher end of this range because you don't want to limit how much muscle you could grow. Once you know how much weight you want to gain per month, do this. 1 pound is 3,500 calories. To get your monthly caloric surplus, take your goal weight gain per month and multiply by 3,500. Jimbro wants to gain 2.5 pounds per month, so we get a monthly caloric surplus of 8,750. Now to get your daily caloric surplus, divide this number by 30. Jimbro has a daily caloric surplus of 292 calories, always round to the closest tens place to keep it simple. Now add this number to your maintenance calories from before. So Jimbro's bulking calories will be 2,770 calories per day. This will be the amount he needs to start his bulk. Remember that the first week of bulking or cutting will never be accurately shown on the scale. On a bulk, you're going to gain a few pounds of water weight that first week, and it's coming to see you gaining 3 to 5 pounds on the scale weight. Oftentimes, this might make you think that you increase calories way too high and you start decreasing your calories since you're afraid of fat gain. A good way to get around this is to not pay too much attention to the changes on the scale in the first week. Let that first week pass by without changing anything in your diet and start paying more attention week 2 and after when you should actually make adjustments. I will also show you how to adjust calories as you move throughout your bulk, but first, what about your macros? Step 3, find your macros. Here's a common mistake that you need to avoid. I remember being new to bulking and I tried to follow these perfect online macro calculators to get the best macro ratios for me. 50% carbs, 30% protein, 20% fats. And I remember one day when I needed to get in 200 more calories to hit my daily goal, but I couldn't get it from peanut butter because my fitness pal said I already hit my total fats for the day. I made a completely big deal out of it and I ended up consuming just plain bread so I could stay within this perfect ratio. This was completely unnecessary. The two main numbers that you need to focus on when it comes to nutrition on a bulk is calories and protein. As long as those two numbers are in check, you can eat whatever carb and fat ratio you would like as long as you're eating the minimum amounts of those macros necessary to prevent deficiency, which is really easy on a bulk. This lets you easily go out with friends and have a very flexible diet. I'm going to show you a super easy way to set this up on MyFitnessPal, but here's some things that you need to know about the macros. The 4 macronutrients are proteins, fats, carbs, and alcohol. Alcohol has 7 calories per gram, fat has 9 calories per gram, and both protein and carbs have 4 calories per gram. So first question is, how much protein do you need? I know you've heard multiple numbers, but the science stays strong. Dr. Eric Helms recommends a range of 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. Once you eat somewhere between 0.7 to 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight during a bulk, any more protein after that doesn't build any more muscle. In fact, your body just ends up using it for energy instead. You can eat more if you prefer, but more protein won't build more muscle. For this reason, I consider 0.8 grams per pound of body weight a great daily protein target during a bulk. Here's a quick note. If your BMI is considered obese, then use your height in centimeters as the equivalent of your weight. A 220 pound, 5'9" individual is 175 centimeters tall. Therefore, he would eat 175 grams of protein until he's at a healthy weight, and then he would use his weight to calculate his protein needs. How much fat do you need? Fats are essential for hormone production, vitamin D, and multiple other processes throughout your body. A common muscle gain mistake is dropping your fats way too low, and your testosterone ends up tanking, you feel brain fog, a lack of energy, etc. The minimum amount of dietary fat you should be eating is 0.25 grams per pound of body weight, which is really easy to get on a bulk. Okay, how many carbs do you need? Carbs are important for fueling your workouts, filling your muscles with glycogen for that full muscle look, overall health, and recovery. The minimum amount of carbs you should be consuming, whether on a bulk or a cut, 0.5 grams per pound. Ideally though, you're consuming at least 1 gram per pound so you can have better workouts. Okay, how do you actually use these numbers in a practical day-to-day basis? First, calculate your minimum numbers of each macronutrient. For protein, multiply your body weight in pounds times 0.8. For carbs, multiply your body weight times 1. For fats, multiply your body weight times 0.25. For our example, we have a 165 pound individual with lean bulking calories at 2,770 calories per day. His protein needs are 132 grams, his carb needs are 165 grams, and his fat needs are 42 grams. We go over to MyFitnessPal. Press on the More tab, go to Goals, choose the calorie, carbs, protein, and fat goals, and change your calories to your bulking calories that we found earlier. Now, when you choose any macronutrient, a bar will pop up that needs to add up to 100% total. The first one I'm going to change is protein because we need to make sure I'm getting at least 0.8 grams per pound. The carbs and fats are not as important because these are going to change on a day-to-day basis, and you don't necessarily have to hit these exact targets, but just to form a guide for your thinking, choose a macro ratio that seems sustainable. Once you have this ratio, it'll tell you how many grams of each macronutrient you need to fill in to achieve that percentage of your calories. As you go throughout the next few months, you can go ahead and log all your food in to make sure you're hitting your calorie and protein target every day. Step 4, form a training routine. When you're in a bulk, this is the ideal time for muscle growth to happen. You are not only lifting hard with amazing form, but you're also feeding your body all the nutrients it needs to put on new tissue. You have to make sure you're including and doing the 8 fundamental principles on how to build muscle, and if you understand what those are, check out this video on my channel. To summarize that video, these are the most important points to keep in mind. Work your way up to 10 sets per body part per week, which includes only 6 direct sets for biceps, triceps, and each head of the delt. Go ahead and train 1 or 2 reps away from failure unless you're completely new to lifting or completely new to a specific exercise. Then your main focus should be learning proper form. You should not train to failure unless there's a specific purpose. Use mainly compound movements like the bench press, shoulder press, pull up or pull down, a row, a squat, a lunge, and a hip hinge, and then add in a few isolation exercises like a chest fly, bicep curl, tricep extension, etc. as necessary. Progressively overload by either adding more reps or more weight onto the bar every workout. Always lift with a controlled movement and use a full range of motion. There are lots of different specific training routines you can follow, and there are many ones you can find on the internet. I will have more videos coming out on my channel with the best training routines. For now, if you want one-on-one customized support with a training routine, nutrition plan, and accountability so you can get into the best shape of your life, look good in a t-shirt, feel more confident, and to possibly make your ex a little bit jealous, click the link in the description. Let's get started. Step 5, supplements. If muscle gain was a cake, then a solid nutrition and training plan would make up the foundation of the cake. Supplements are just the sprinkles on top. They can help, but they're definitely not necessary. The A tier of supplements that bring you the biggest bang for the buck when it comes to muscle growth are the following. A multivitamin will help cover any micronutrient deficiencies. When you're on a cut, you're not consuming lots of calories, so you're more likely to be deficient in a micronutrient, and a multivitamin can help serve as a nutrient insurance. As you transition to a bulk though, and as long as you're including a bunch of natural whole foods, a multivitamin becomes much less important. The things you want to consider on a bulk is not overlooking fruits and vegetables. During a bulk, you're looking for high calorie foods like nuts, nut butters, fattier meats, and you often forget about these healthy low calorie foods. The FDA recommends to make sure you get 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. A fish oil or a vegan form like algae or flaxseed oil can help provide you with the essential fatty acids, EPA, and DHA. Protein powder can help you hit your daily protein target in a convenient way. Get it? Whey? Protein, creatine monohydrate can improve your strength and also add 2 to 5 pounds of muscle mass with no extra work. Caffeine improves focus and energy, which can help you have a better, longer, and stronger workout session. If you hear about supplements like beta-alanine, citrulline, glutamine, amino acids, testosterone boosters, or fat loss supplements, understand that no matter how hyped up they sound or how great the marketing claims they are for muscle growth, most of them have very little evidence, mixed evidence, or benefits that have only been shown in rat studies or people who are deficient. Common bulking questions you might have, rapid fire. How many meals should you eat per day to maximize muscle growth? The Mass Research Review mentions it seems that 3 to 6 meals per day is an ideal meal frequency range for supporting hypertrophy with no clear and consistent advantage to being on the lower or higher end of that range. How much protein per meal and how far apart should your meals be spread out? Anywhere between 30 to 40 grams is ideal to maximize muscle growth per meal depending on the protein quality of the food. Space your protein servings apart by 3 to 5 hours. Meal frequency, timing, and protein dosage are important smaller factors, but keep in mind the most important factors for muscle growth is training hard with amazing form with a solid training routine, total daily calories, and total daily protein intake. How should you eat and drink around your workout? There's no need to calculate perfect macros around a workout window, but here are 3 tips that help guide your thinking. Number 1, eat 1 to 2 hours before your workout with a moderate sized meal full of quality carbs and protein. Number 2, limit the amounts of fat and fiber in this meal because they slow down digestion and can make you want to run to the restroom during a workout. Number 3, make sure you're hydrating throughout the day. Water takes time to hydrate your body and your muscles. Showing up to a workout dehydrated, taking a big gulp of water at the fountain, and then going into your set is quite possibly the worst way to hydrate yourself. Do you need to track your weight? Yes, you should, because this is one of the best, most effective, and easiest ways of making sure you're on track with your bulk. You can use these numbers as gauge to see if you're gaining weight too fast or too slowly. Do you need to track your workouts? Yes, this is important and easy once you get the hang of it. If you just do whatever workout you feel like that day, choose whatever weight you want to do, and lift for however many reps you want, you won't actually know if you're progressively overloading, which is one of the main drivers behind muscle growth. There's a free app called Workout on the Apple App Store. Do you need to track what you eat? Yes and no. If this is very burdensome for you and you don't like doing this, then good news is you don't have to track food for the rest of your life. And even for people who like to track food religiously, there are downsides. However, I believe everyone will benefit from going through a phase for about 3 months where you are tracking and weighing your food for calories and macro content. What does 100 calories look like from rice versus berries versus popcorn versus peanut butter? What are the common macros found in each food that you eat? What are your favorite sources of carbs, proteins, and fats? The answers to these questions for you can be found by going through about a 3-month phase of tracking calories. This will help set up not only the foundation for your muscle building journey, but your entire approach to nutrition throughout the rest of your life. When you're in this phase of tracking your calories, try to be mindful about how you feel throughout the day. When you eat in a bulk, how full are you? How satisfied do you feel after each meal? Once you become comfortable and aware of these sensations, you can use these feelings as guides to help you gain or lose weight instead of becoming so dependent on an app to tell you when and how to eat. How do you track progress and adjust your bulk? Look at your month-to-month weight gain because week-to-week will be too insignificant. Are you gaining 1 to 1.5% of body weight per month? If not, either add or subtract calories from your daily intake depending on if you're gaining too much weight or too little weight. Also remember that as you progress throughout your bulk, your metabolism will speed up slightly because you are gaining weight. If you started bulking at 2,700 calories on month 1, by month 2, that might need to increase by about 30 to 50 calories. By month 3, another 30 to 50 calories. It's a very small amount, but keep it in mind, you will have to increase calories as you go. How long should a bulk last? Imagine you start going to sleep tonight. You don't fall asleep right away. That first 5 to 10 minutes, your mind is wandering about the day, that one girl you want to say hi to at the gym, whether you should start doing incline barbell press instead of your dumbbell press, and then eventually you start dozing off until you get deep into your sleep cycle. The deep sleep and the REM cycle, the good stuff. It's the same when it comes to your bulk. The good stuff really starts to happen after 1 to 2 months in. The most common mistake is not bulking long enough because you're too afraid of fat gain and you never end up gaining muscle. If you're starting off with low amounts of body fat and a small frame, then maybe that first bulk could last up to a year. However, for most situations for beginners, your bulk should be between 3 to 6 months and the sweet spot seems to be 4 to 5 months. This is around the time people end up getting a good amount of muscle and they don't want any more fat, so they start cutting. If you bulk too slowly or for too short, your gains will be insignificant and you'll be in this constant state of quick bulks and quick cuts with no actual progress being made. If you bulk too quickly or for too long, your cut is going to take forever and become burdensome. Subscribe for more no BS evidence-based content regarding men's health and fitness. My name is Ambitious Ali, Optimized Ali, whatever you want to call me. Let's get it, man. Good luck out there. Let's start.